to another edition of Ranters Insider. I'm your host, Anthony DiMoro, and where we tackle the latest and greatest from sportsrants.com and a couple of other tidbits. Well, let's start right off. First of all, if you're not on sportsrants.com and you're a sports fan, what are you doing? Really, what are you doing and what are you waiting for? Come on over to the site, create a free profile. We have groups, we have forums, we have discussion streams. It's a place where you can connect with other sports fans. And even if you want to take it a step further, we have the ability to help you create your own sports blog where your voice can be heard. That's all over at sportsrants.com. Or you can come on over as well and be one of the over 400,000 followers on Twitter following Sports Rants. It's pretty fun. We're feisty tweeters, so follow us at Sports Rants. And if you're a Facebook type of person, don't worry, we didn't forget about you. Come on over to our official group on Facebook, and you can do that by doing a simple search on Facebook. Just go on in, type in Sports Rants, and it should bring you to our group. And if you want, just take the shortcut. Go to sportsrants.net. All right, first things first here on the Ranters Insider is we're going to talk about my show, my radio show, the Rantin and Ravin show that airs every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on sportsrants.com on Sports Rants Radio. And last night, another great show, not just because I had my co-host back in the seat with me, Katie Mitchell, talking sports, Rantin and Ravin with me, but we had some great guests, including Sports Rant's own host of the Slicks and Sticks show, Christina Chambers and Kyle Turner. They came on. They had some fun with Katie and I. We talked about some great things, including a great cause that Sports Rants is doing, spearheaded by Slicks and Sticks. To find out more on how you can get involved, listen to the show last night. Go to Slicks and Sticks official Twitter page. Find out more how you can get involved, and we can band together as Sports Nation and make a difference. All right, continuing on. That wasn't the only thing about the Rantin and Ravin show that made it so great. You know what else it was? It was the other guests we had as well. And we had some great guests on. NASCAR drivers, sisters, twins, you name it. They were on last night. Amber and Angela Cope, the Cope sisters, came on, talked to Katie and I. It was a lot of fun to have the ladies on. We had a cool discussion about racing and other things, including all the ventures they're involved in, everything they're involved in. It was really, really cool interview. And you know what? What's even better is we got to make an announcement last night, and I was very excited to do so. We teased it for a little bit. And that announcement is Amber and Angela Cope are now blogging on sportsrants.com. They have their own blog. So make sure you bookmark it. You go and check them out. Follow them. They're going to be talking not only sports, they're going to be talking fashion and beauty and pop culture, all that stuff. It's going to be their personal outlet for all sports talk, all their just general rants. So come on over and follow them. Make sure you do so. And you can do so at sportsrants.com/Cope Twins. Very easy to remember, right? So make sure you bookmark that and follow them on Twitter. Connect with them and follow their career. All right, guys, let's kick off with a little sports right here on Ranters Insider. And as the MLB playoffs inch closer and closer, and as the end of the season is upon us, people are wondering about the New York Yankees. That's right, I said it a little bit of a drawl right there. And I got into it with a couple fans on Twitter like I normally do. And some people saying Joe Girardi is a bad manager. What are you smoking? This is a team that had to deal with a plethora of critical injuries this season to main cogs in their lineup. They've put together one of the better bullpens in the league. And I think the bounce back of Jabba Chamberlain is something that needs to be said. He had a tough outing when he first came back, and then he made some adjustments, and now look at him. Joe Girardi's done a great job. Sure, he's made some bad calls and decisions. Sure, he overmanages. I agree with that. But to say that he's a bad manager is absolute horse crap. Horse crap. Despite blowing a 10-game lead, the Yankees are in the driver's seat and control their own destiny. And when it's all said and done, could finish with the best record in the American League. That says something. That says something, folks. And if you're not willing to give credit for that, I don't know what he can do for you. It just seems like to me every day Joe Girardi's going to get criticized for nothing. And pretty soon it's going to be the color of his socks on off days. Serious. But the Yankees, what are their chances heading into the postseason? Well, I like their chances this year a lot better than I did last year. Last year when they met defeat at the hands of the Detroit Tigers, who I would love to see them face again because that closer needs to get launched out of the yard, especially for all his demonstrative dance moves and celebration tactics. I think he should be, and I'm not going to name him because I'm just not going to name him. It's my show. I can do what I want. I'm not going to name the guy. But I would kind of like the Yankees to see the Tigers. But then again, Justin Verlander, a short game series. I don't like those chances either. One team I definitely want to avoid, the Baltimore Orioles, who made the postseason. It's great. I love that story of the Orioles. I love the story of the Oakland Athletics. I think both of these teams being in the playoffs is a good thing. But what do you think about the extra wild card team that was thrust in this year? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's good for baseball? I personally love it. Even though it's October, and I don't think baseball regular season should be dipping over into October. I think playoff baseball is the only thing that should be played in October. I like how the races and the playoffs matchups came down to the last day, came down to the last game of the season. Everything was important. I like that because we're used to in the past, in September, a lot of call-ups, a lot of meaningless games, a lot of boring games to watch, and baseball just kind of loses its momentum. Do I like the Yankees to win the World Series? No, I don't. I think they're still a little bit away from being that team to have that magic to them that they had in 2009, that I think the Baltimore Orioles have. So I like the Baltimore Orioles to come out and really make an imprint on this postseason. I don't know who I like coming out of the American League for the World Series, but I gotta say it's a toss-up to me. I like the Nationals coming out of the National League, but I don't know if that Steven Strasburg decision is going to come back and haunt them. I love Cincinnati's bullpen, and people in the playoffs, pitching trumps everything. If you have good pitching, you can ride it into the World Series. All right, guys, let's switch sports a little bit and talk about football. Real quick here on the Ranters Insider, did you see the Cowboys falling flat on their face Monday night? I sure did. And I think it's time to say, Jerry Jones, leave your post as general manager of this team. Just own the team. It's clear you cannot field a good team and make good decisions. But I think this speaks a little bit further beyond Jerry Jones here, because I think I got to call out somebody else. It's Jason Garrett, because more often than not, when the Dallas Cowboys are losing, it's because they look unprepared for the game. They look completely lost, and that falls on the coach. Jason Garrett, you're overrated, you're overpaid, and you got to start delivering, buddy, because this is unacceptable for the amount of talent you have on the Dallas Cowboys. I understand losing games, but looking like you're lost on the field is embarrassing. It's an embarrassment to your organization for the money you're taking from the Dallas Cowboys to put that garbage performance on the field. And I'm not just talking from the players. I'm talking from you, from the coaches. It's horrendous, it's unacceptable, and it needs to change. So that's what I think about the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm more excited to talk about my Miami Dolphins, because rookie Ryan Tannehill had a record performance. Dolphins fans, just like me, who understand and remember and know of very well the misery that has been the life of a Dolphins fan since the departure and retirement of number 13, Dan Marino, some years ago. We finally found our franchise quarterback, folks. He put up 431 yards, breaking Dan Marino's Dolphins rookie record for passing, coming 1 yard short of Cam Newton's rookie record for passing in a game. You cannot say enough. Sure, he threw two interceptions, but I don't. Both of those interceptions, one of them definitely wasn't his fault, with Brian Hartline falling during the route, and also You have to think Devon Bess basically had a beast game as well. But Tannehill, speaking of his interceptions, his second interception, he got absolutely drilled. But both Brian Hartline and Devon Bess had strong games, and you got to like that. But even better, coming out of Miami Dolphins camp this week, is they signed Jabbar Gaffney and cut that useless excuse for a wide receiver, Leggett in a knee. He made Roberto Wallace look desirable. So, you know, I'm excited for a Dolphins fan. I know they lost, and I know this is a rebuilding year. But think about it like this. If Dan Carpenter didn't botch 2 kicks, that team would be 3-1 and not 1-3. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap up this edition of Ranters Insider. As we continue to move on in the future, we're going to be doing more things. Our blog of the day today. You're wondering what it is. Of course, it's the Cope sisters. So you guys really got to come on over to sportsrants.com. Create your own blog, and of course follow them, sportsrants.com/Cope Twins. Get all their updates, follow their blog, and much, much more. And remember, guys, to tune in to me this Sunday when we're, speaking of football, kick it off the right way. Game Day Live with Anthony DiMoro on sportsrants.com's Sports Rants Radio, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll break down the games. I'll throw you some fantasy picks. I'll even give you picks on the games. And you know what? I'm not that bad. Trust me, I was calling some good games earlier this year. I've missed, but I've hit on some really good ones. So you're going to want to tune in. Feel free to call in. I will try to get to your calls if you want to sound off about the game. Listen, there's a million shows on TV where you can do the pregame show thing. But hey, we're all moving around. We're all going to the store and getting our game day stuff. We're going to the gym, getting our workout out of the way. Getting yard work out of the way before the big game tips off. Well, if that's the case, come on over, listen to us on Sports Rants Radio. Game Day Live with Anthony DiMoro, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, the Rantin and Ravin Show every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sports Rants Radio. I'm going to be posting links to the show on our Twitter and our Facebook. You're going to want to listen to last night's Rantin and Ravin Show, the last one we had with the Cope sisters coming on, with Slicks and Sticks host coming on, and all of the sports talk from Katie and myself. Well, I'm Anthony DiMoro, and I just want to say thanks for tuning in to the Ranters Insider. We'll catch you next time right here on sportsrants.com.